Try before we die.
The crew let me know that in some of the previous shots, my shirt wasn't coming out. So I'm hoping this time you can see it. It's time for another episode of WTF, Whiskey, Today's Fact. Oftentimes when you're at the whiskey shop, you'll see on the label a bunch of words and you'll wonder what makes this bottle different from that bottle. So you'll see single malt Scotch whiskey, and you'll see blended Scotch whiskey, you'll see blended malt whiskey, or you'll see grain whiskey. So quickly, the differences. To be a single malt Scotch whiskey, the entire process has to take place in one distillery and can only use malted barley. The whole process, one distillery, malted barley only. To be a blended Scotch whiskey, generally it's a mix of different distilleries seeking a specific consistent flavor to be released essentially over generations to always taste the same. And those blends can be a mix of different malts or grains. To be a blended malt whiskey, which used to be called a pure malt whiskey or a vatted malt whiskey until the Scotch Whisky Association changed the rules and now must be called a blended malt whiskey. That is a blend of single malt Scotch whiskies only, again from different distilleries seeking a consistent flavor. And finally, you'll see grain whiskey, again consistent with the Scotch Whisky Association's rules from 1988 and the following addendums. To be a grain whiskey, it can be manufactured with barley, wheat, or corn, and must be distilled in a patent still. And we've noted in previous episodes that many distilleries have unique stills, and the design of the still contributes to the flavor. To be a grain whiskey, the still must be a patent still. And so that's Whiskey, Today's Fact. And again, always remember, whiskey, the water of life.
With a bearded man and a British guy.